to another edition of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We are documenting the journey of entrepreneurs one digital footprint at a time. Margot Brisky.
Yes, sir.
You're a young entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
You're a young entrepreneur, but you're doing it.
Yes, sir.
And you have a passion, and that passion started when?
Oh, I was fairly young.
You were young, dude. I mean, I was fairly young, like it was, I don't know, 10 years ago. You were 12, dude.
No, but actually, that's actually where it started. I struggled a lot during my teen years and adolescence, just with identity and security and a lot of other issues and facets of my life. And I knew there was more out there, but I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't feel that I had someone to talk to. And so as I started getting older, I said, I need to be that person I wanted for myself, for other young women who are going through promiscuity or struggling in school or academically, what have you. I wanted to be, and I knew I could be that person for other young women.
So you created a company, an organization that does that. What's the name of the company?
The name of our organization is called Discover Her Life Coaching, whereby we work with young women from 8 all the way up to 24, and it's just through personal or spiritual development, whereby we are journeying alongside the young women, their families, churches, schools, and other youth advocacy programs.
So you're providing all this education. It's kind of where you are sharing your personal story with them. And you know, and you have the authority to let somebody know, hey, I'm going through this thing. I know what you're going through because I went through this thing myself. Because, you know, it's okay to be a life coach, I suppose. But if you haven't gone through some of the experiences, you might not necessarily be the best qualified to do that or to say something like
that. I agree. And that's one thing that I've learned and I found to be a passion of mine as well, is the fact that I don't necessarily have to go up to you and say, hey, I've gone through exactly what you go through, so here, this is how you solve it. Let me journey with you and let's modify things. What are you struggling with? You're here. This is point A. You want to be at point B, but you have no idea how to get there. Let me help you.
So what made you decide to do? I mean, I know you went through your own personal journey, but at what point in your young life did you say, you know, I can help somebody else? Because you have to have come to a realization that, wait a minute, life ain't that bad. And you found yourself. You have to have found yourself in order to be able to help others. When did that happen? How did that happen?
So I'm going to answer this in 2 parts. Part 1 is probably when I began to realize that I had my own identity. I've always been a very dominant person. I've always been very sound in who I was. I was very opinionated and forthcoming, and so forth.
When you say opinionated, is that you did not listen to everybody else's suggestion? Is that what you mean by opinionated?
And I was very strong-willed. It's you know, you gave me your suggestion. I'm like, okay, but I'm going to do what I want.
Exactly. Okay, that's what I thought you.
That's when I realized that I was never going to be able to work under somebody else.
Got it.
And so there's so many different organizations, wonderful organizations out there, but working under someone else, it just never has worked. That passion that I have, I always want to do more. Okay, Margo, you got to slow down. You have to slow down. You stay in these parameters. And I'm like, you know what? I have to break free. I have all of this that I can offer these people, these young women, their families, and I can't just stop here. So part 2 to that is the fact that I came to see where I could give more rather than just, okay, I went through this, I can give it away. How do I do that? And so after launching and figuring out that I could launch my own organization, I said, this is the way to go. This is how it has to be to show young entrepreneurs, young women who have gone through different things. They don't have to be defined by their situation. And that's essentially what it was. Don't be defined by your situation. Don't allow yourself, truthfully, to be defined by your situation. There are ways to overcome that adversity, but you have to, number 1, do it yourself if you don't have somebody, but you have to find an accountability partner. And it's challenging for some people because they don't trust people, or they don't want to share their story, or they think they're going to be looked down upon, but we all have a story. So we have to go and we have to take that chance and go tell it. And that's essentially where it comes from.
Right, and so what you do though is give other women the comfort level, and you open a door and you say, it's okay. You can share your story, and you don't have to force them to tell the story right away. Hey,
Not at all.
it's at your time, right?
Not at all. Yep.
Whenever you're ready.
Yep. That is exactly it. It's I meet the individual where they are. I go to them and I journey alongside them. I can't force them to be where I think they should be. I can sit here and talk to you and,
Sure.
these are his goals. These are his passions. This is how he can get there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what you're gonna do. Here's step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay, so what do you wanna do today? Well, maybe. And I'm like, you need to speed it up. But I can't do that because not everybody is where I am or who I am. And so for that very reason, it may take them longer, and then still journey with them with that realization that it'll take them a different time than it would have me.
So here's what I see about you as an entrepreneur, which you, I think, have managed to learn, is that on one side, you continue to be very ebullient. And by that I mean you're effervescent, you have that passion, and you want to drive things. You can't work for somebody else because your desire, you're going at 100 miles an hour and everybody's going at 65.
Correct.
But on the other side, you have this incredible patience with the people that you help by not rushing them.
Correct.
Not rushing your own ebullience, if you will, into them, and you're saying, all right, I'll join you whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready.
Yep.
So that is a phenomenal thing to have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That really means a lot.
Is your organization a nonprofit or is it a for-profit or?
We are actually a for-profit organization,
Yeah.
and we took the time to look through and weigh our options. We were, okay, well, if we become nonprofit, then this is what we can do. If we stay for-profit, this is what we're going to do, but we may not have as much support, so on and so forth. And so we ended up deciding to go or remain, if you will, for-profit organization in order to not become a public entity, in order for us to continue to not have certain parameters.
You may want to talk to a phenomenal lady, and she is kind of the eminence in the nonprofit world.
Awesome.
I'm going to give you her information after the show. You may want to explore the nonprofit side.
Yep.
Because it can open up several other doors without giving up the for-profit side.
Right.
So you can have both.
Right.
So you can have both. And that would probably enable you to further your goals,
Our
your
goals,
dreams, the funding for what you're doing in a much broader manner.
Correct. And I agree with you 100%. And I think that's what came to us, and it's like we couldn't find that information. We couldn't find those people to give us that deeper understanding. Well, yeah, but I didn't know you knew that. Well, I shouldn't even say that. You know everybody. So I'm like, you know everybody. So never mind. But yes, but no. I'm really grateful that you have shared that, and that you're going to connect me with this woman, because we have considered it. And there's times where we go back and we're like, well, maybe we should. Well, no, because we don't know that much. Okay, well, how do we? Okay, well, I have this too. So let me just focus here.
Yeah. By the way, her name is Carolyn. She's a phenomenal, and she just did a workshop here at the office pile here just last week. So it was just a phenomenal. So I'm going to put you in touch with her,
Please do.
and you can talk to her, and you can make your own determination as to what you want to do. But that would probably be a suggestion that you may want to consider.
Yes.
And
I will say that we are considering. We were looking at Discover staying for profit, and then we were looking at certain platforms of Discover and creating those nonprofit.
Yeah.
So
you can keep your for profit.
Yep.
But
so that's really good.
There's nothing that prohibits you to have a nonprofit organization to be used as a fundraising tool.
Correct. I like that.
Yeah. Do you remember how we met?
Oh goodness. The one I don't remember how because we met before the business expo. We did meet before then, but it was just like hi and bye. And Edgar Oliva was like, "Hey, this is Francisco," and I'm like, "Hey, what does that mean? I don't know. I'm new to this world. I don't know where this is going." He's like, "Oh, he's the owner of this place," and I'm like, "This is huge." All right, so I need to know this guy. So that was.
And then we met at the.
And then the business expo, and that was an amazing experience. And can I share?
Please.
Okay.
It's your show.
So, perfect. Hey.
Hey.
No. I'm looking at it the wrong way. No, I was just super excited. So what ended up happening when we were at the business expo, it was just one of my first times getting out there and sharing my business, and I just wanted to tell everything. Just pretty much word vomit. I just threw it all at you, and you were like, but you were listening. And I was like, okay, he's on it. He likes this. Okay. And then you just stopped and you calmly said, what is your goal? What do you want me to know? What do you think I want to know? And I was like, what the heck? Well, duh. Like, why would I just throw all this stuff at somebody and they probably don't if they're coming to me and they only want to know about individual coaching or just one-on-one, I shouldn't even be telling them anything about group coaching. Right. Same thing, if all they're asking for is group coaching, I shouldn't be telling them anything about one-on-one.
Right.
I can show you and I think I did. I showed you the little, what was it? Just the breakdown of what the coaching. And I just went and told you, well, a little bit deeper and more in depth than what was on that sheet. And it was just like, oh my goodness, she really just kept talking. But it was good when you step back and asked me those questions, because it gave me time to think about, okay, well, how do I approach other people? And that just pretty much changed everything. So, very, very great. Very great.
And what you have done today is give a very clear, concise, very eloquent description of what you do.
Correct.
Because you're transforming people's lives. Based on your own experience, you're dedicating your life to doing that. And that is awesome.
Thank you.
And just for that, you know what I'm going to do?
Oh, what? I got a gift?
Woo! You're gonna get a gift. Of course, you're gonna get a gift. And this is a cool little T-shirt.
I love it.
Peaceful soul, and it's got the virtues of entrepreneurs, which are humility, discipline, kindness. Should I get it? Stop.
I'm not laughing at you. You're good.
I can
look. I can help you.
I'm also conscious.
I'm here too. I can help you.
Simplicity, discipline, humility, kindness, and honesty. You're like, okay, just read it to me right away.
No, you're good. You're good. I love it. That's awesome.
This is for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Now, here's what you got to promise me.
Okay.
You got to promise me two things.
Okay.
One, get in touch with Carolyn.
Miss Carolyn.
Because Carolyn is the nonprofit wizard of Phoenix, in fact, of the United States. She's phenomenal.
Okay.
That's number one. And number two, you're going to have to come back here in about 3 years or so, because we're going to do a little show like, where are they now?
Yep. Okay.
I'm going to ask you then, hey, did you talk to Carolyn? And you're going to be like,
I'm like, yeah, you know what you've done, all this stuff that we've done. Look at my empire. Yep.
That's what we want.
Yep.
Yeah? You're awesome.
Thank you so much.
You're my hero.
Thank you.
I truly, truly, truly admire what you do.
Thank you so much.
And just keep pushing that.
Yes, and you as well. All of this, what you're doing for other entrepreneurs, myself included, thank you.
Spread the word.
Thank you. Yes.
And I will do the same.
Thank you so much.
And with that, we're out.
Welcome to the remix. Prestige.